find it challenging to present geographical data in a way that's both engaging and easy to understand? Static maps can sometimes fail to highlight important trends and insights, leaving your audience unimpressed. Without the right tools and knowledge, your presentations may lack the impact needed to convey your message. This can be frustrating when you know your data has so much potential, but it isn't being showcased effectively. The good news is, Excel offers powerful features to create dynamic maps that can bring your data to life. In this tutorial, I'll guide you through a simple step-by-step process to create a dynamic map in Excel. Let's make your data presentations more impactful.
First, let me explain what we'll cover today. We'll start by setting up data for mapping. Then, we will create a map chart in Excel. We'll also customize our map by adding details and reformatting it. Lastly, we'll make it dynamic by adding interactivity to it. Before we start, ensure you have Microsoft Excel 2019 or later, and a data set with geographical information like country, state, city. Let's start with the process. Here's a data set of annual Global Innovation Index across different countries. Since we aim to create a dynamic map with the year as a control variable, select the entire year column. Copy it by pressing Ctrl+C. Navigate to the ref sheet and paste the copied data into cell A1 using Ctrl+V. Go to the Data tab, and under Data Tools, click on Remove Duplicates. This will ensure that only unique year values are retained. Go to the Dynamic Map sheet. This is where we will create the controller for the year variable and where we will put the map chart later. Let's create a drop-down list for year on cell C1 by going to the Data tab, selecting Data Validation, choosing List under Allow, and highlighting all year values on the ref sheet. Click OK. A drop-down list now appears, displaying options for the years 2011 to 2022. Let's change the cell color to indicate that this section is interactive. Now, switch to the view sheet. You'll see a row designated for year. Link cell C1 here to cell C1 on the dynamic map sheet. This linkage will later help filter the main table according to the year selected. Note that the column names in row 3 mirror those on the datasheet, with the exception of include. So, where does the include field originate? Head back to the datasheet and create a new column titled Include. In this column, we'll verify whether each row's year matches the year on the view sheet. Remember to lock the reference to the year selection on the view sheet by pressing F4. Once the formula has been correctly specified, double-click the lower right corner of this cell to apply the formula downwards. The values in the Include column act as indicators for filtering the table by year on the view sheet. To apply this filter to the main table, navigate to cell A4 and type Filter. For the array component, select the entire table on the datasheet, excluding the column names, For the include component, select all values under the include column, type equals, return to the view sheet, and select cell C1. After pressing enter, you will see the subset of the table corresponding to the selected year. You will also notice that the table updates automatically as you select different years from the year drop-down list on the dynamic map sheet. Let's create a map chart. Clicking on any cell within the filtered table, go to the Insert tab and choose Maps. Let's move this chart to the dynamic map sheet. You may enlarge the chart or format it any way you want. As you can see, the year appears on the legend. Let's remove the unnecessary series from the map chart. Right-click on the chart area, choose Select Data, and remove Year and Include. Click OK. Let's change the position of the legend. Let's also change the chart title to Global Innovation Index. We now have a dynamic map that adapts based on our year selection. Additionally, you can visualize the geographical data over different years using a scroll bar instead of a drop-down list. First, ensure the Developer tab is enabled in Excel. Once the Developer tab is visible, click Insert under Controls and choose Scroll Bar from Form Controls. Draw the scroll bar where needed. Right-click on the active scroll bar and select Format Control. Set both the current and minimum value to 2011 and the maximum value to 2022, with both incremental and page changes set to 1. For the cell link, specify cell C1 on the dynamic map sheet, press F4 to fix the reference, then click OK. Next, follow the steps previously demonstrated to create your map chart. Now, you have an interactive map chart that allows you to select different years using a scroll bar.
And there you have it. You've successfully created a dynamic map in Excel. This tool will help you present geographical data in an engaging and informative way. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your colleagues. For more tutorials, visit my website at 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏.com or follow me on my social media channels. Happy mapping!